All right, we got one player already. I'd like to get at least one more. Spam some invites here. Hi, Vimir. How's it going, man? Just trying to get a game going here. Okay, great. Got three. Let's see if they ready up. Yeah, I had some free time this afternoon where I am. So thought I would thought I'd stream a few games here. See how it goes. Yeah, where are you at in Europe? Oh, we've got four now. Just gotta wait for player 4189 to ready up. Oh, it says start instead of ready. I'll leave and come back. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for installing Twitch, man. I really appreciate it. Pretty excited to um, have affiliate status. And Twitch is awesome anyway. So that's great. So we've got Rusviet. Got Get Rich or Cry Trying, which may just happen without us doing anything, and 3 mountain territories that we can nab in the event that we need to. Loading a little slowly, but it's moving now, it looks like. Northeast near Trieste. Hey, Gritty Willis, how's it going, man? Come on, game, load up. Scenes. I think that's what I. All right, game. We're about there. Oh, we got the militant board, guys. This is like my third time getting the militant board in the past few days. We have mechanical Crimea, industrial Saxony, a lot of good combinations in this game. Albion agricultural, which is the weakest, and we're Rusviet militant. So let's look at this tier list. You see Rusviet militant there at the top as an SS combo. We've got Crimea mechanical, which is on the next level is S. We've got Saxony Industrial as an A combo, and then our poor agricultural Albion friend is sitting at C tier. So we're the favorite in this game. It's going to be difficult to stop us in this game. Saxony goes first, trades for the standard 2 metal. They're going to produce into a deploy next turn. Albion with a trade for 2 oil. Solid start. Get an upgrade on that agricultural mat. Let's see. We've got Crimea as our neighbor, so we're going to grab a few early enlists here with the militant board. Polania is not in the game, so the chance of anyone invading our base early is next to nothing. So we don't have to rush our mechs. We're going to trade for food 3 times, which is going to let us grab 2 enlists, probably the combat card enlist and the deploy enlist. We'll get at least one of them, if not both of them, before Crimea gets their first enlist. So Crimea is going to produce, probably trade for 2 food. What should Albion do? Try to not get last? Yeah, I've got a 3-minute strategy video up for Albion Agricultural, which highlights what I think is really the best strategy you can go with for Albion Agricultural. By about turn 13, you can get to 3 or 4 stars, depending on what your objective is, and a sizable amount of coin. So it's a pretty good strategy. I like it. I can't promise you it's going to beat Rus Militant or Crimea Mechanical consistently, but I think it gives you a decent shot of I mean, you got to just do the best you can with the combo you're dealt. And sometimes that's going to mean winning, and sometimes it won't mean winning, but that's what you got to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab our combat cards. The order here doesn't really matter that much. So Crimea is going to trade for 2 food, which is sort of their standard. Bump this comment, it looks like it got stuck. I'll watch later then. Okay, great, man. Crimea is probably going to trade for 2 food here so they can turn around and do a produce into their first enlist, which is good for us because it means we're going to get our second enlist next turn. So not only are we going to get combat cards off of all of Crimea's enlist, they're not going to get combat cards off of 2 of our enlists. And since Industrial Saxony is their neighbor to the left, there's a really good chance that Saxony won't enlist at all. So Crimea only getting 2 cards from their enlistment recruit from their neighbors is good for us. Hopefully it slows down their economy a little bit. The mechanical board is one where you've got to get, it can be card intensive depending on how you set up your worker distribution. They might go 8 workers and then not have to use many cards. But if they go 5 workers, they're going to be burning a lot of cards. That deploy and list out. No mechs up here for Albion, and no mechs down here for Crimea, and no mechs for us. So we got this deploy and list out before there are any mechs on the board, which is powerful. Good. I mean, we don't know that Albion's going to build mechs. So far he hasn't moved off the metal. Well, he is going to build mechs because he's upgraded his deploy. So we're looking at potentially getting a whole lot of coin off that enlist. Crimea probably grabbing their enlist recruit. Get a combat card. Crimea, of course, takes the combat cards. Albion's going to deploy their first mech. I love Rus Militant. It's just so much fun. You get so many coins. The power's, you know, okay. You don't have a ton of power, but you can get a lot of combat cards, a lot of coins. We're going to get our objective, get richer. Try trying without really any hassle at all. Guys, was there an advertisement when you first joined the stream? I just signed up for affiliate status today, so I think there are going to be like ads occasionally, and the possibility of like, okay, there was an ad, cool. Sorry, but you know it helps me out, so thanks for bearing with it. All right, it's turn 5. Saxony just picked up their second max, so they can move out onto the board now. So far, Albion hasn't moved off their back line, which is something we hope continues because they're still sitting at no combat cards. They haven't prioritized getting their enlists out. Not for me, but I hope I will watch a lot for you. Thanks, man. Let's see. Gonna produce again here. And the next time we're gonna trade for 2 metal. What that's gonna let us do is move 1 worker this mountain and move our character out, deploy our Riverwalk mech, produce again, and then when we move up to the farm, we can deploy again. Since Saxony Industrial is in the game, we'll probably move up to this farm on the east where the encounter is. Probably bring the character up there, hopefully to be a bit protected. So what did Crimea just deployed their mech? So what we're looking for next is whether Crimea goes ahead and distributes these workers, or whether they produce one more time and go to 8 workers. At this point, if I'm Crimea and I'm looking at up here and seeing that I've already got 2 enlists on the board, I'm thinking I can't count on Saxony to enlist. Resviet's already enlisted twice. I'm sitting on 1 combat card. I'm going to go to 8 workers because that way I can accumulate combat cards. I'll have 4 workers on food, so when I produce, I'll pick up a combat card, and then I can immediately bolster into a deploy without spending a card. I think I got to go to 8 workers here if I'm Crimea. So by going for the early enlist, maybe we slow down their game, but we make it much harder for them to go into tier 2 if they were planning on a tier 2 strategy. That is a powerful encounter option to get an upgrade in 2 resources, especially after a move action, which they just took, because now they can get 2 upgrades if they want. Right? Because they get the 1 upgrade for the 2 pop, and they can take oil, which they did, and use it as their bottom row action after the move. Probably upgrade their enlist again. Or maybe their deploy. I like what they're doing so far here. They've got a nice little engine set up. I'm gonna go for the enlist again, which means 1 produce is gonna give him enough for 3 enlists. So Saxony has to hurry up here if he wants to get any combats off of them. What do we say? We're gonna trade for 2 metal here. Now we have enough metal, like we talked about, for our first deploy. Get an extra worker on that mountain. Like that previous comment got stuck. Bump it off. Okay, Crimea going with the 5 worker spread. I'm not sure I agree with that. Maybe they'll get bailed out by the encounter and get some combat cards. You know, the metal would help them. Yeah. That metal is essentially like getting 2 combat cards for them. Because now they can produce, spend a card, get an enlist, turn around, have 4 metal, so bolster into a deploy. Means the next 2 mechs they make, they won't have to spend cards to make those mechs, which is great for them. Saxony, I guess, may be headed for the factory here. I'm not really sure what they're going to do. Albion getting their food. Being ready to turn around, start enlisting and funneling us combat cards. And here's where we start to get our coins. Expecting a produce out of Crimea. They could bolster, but I don't think that's... They'll get stuck if they do that, right? They bolster into a mech right here, then they'll only produce 4 food. They need the combat card they have. Produce food. They'll go down to 0 combat cards, but then they'll get 1 for the enlist. I mean, we're going to help them out in a minute and funnel a few cards their way. We picked up a 5. Got a couple 4s. That's nice. But I feel like Crimea needed to adapt and read the board and just see that they're not going to get a ton of combat cards in this game to work with. And try to go with 8 workers to save themselves some of those cards. Okay, Saxony is going for the factory. This may be a technological breakthrough. No upgrades and factory card. We'll see if they get an objective right here. Winning the coin count right now. Crimea in a close second. No stars on the board yet. Technically we're in last, but not expecting that to last. The game ends by a tie. Who wins? One who has the most popularity. So there are a bunch of tiebreakers. I don't have them all memorized. The first one is units. Saxony takes the worker and coin factory card. Machine over muscle. Okay, 1 factory card. No more than 3 workers. The first tiebreaker is units. So that includes your character, mechs, workers, and buildings. Whoever has the most of those wins. If that's a tie, the second tiebreaker is power. And the third tiebreaker is popularity. I'm not sure I've ever had a game go to the 4th tiebreaker. So I don't. Maybe somebody in chat knows what it is. I don't remember it. Okay, we have 1 metal on the ground, so we've set ourselves up nicely to where we can produce 2 metal, get the worker star, and next move, do another deploy. Saxon can invade our base. Albion can via these tunnels, but they're a long way away. Crimea can come up through this tundra. They're the only one we're really worried about. And they're still a ways away from getting there, even if they made a beeline. And they probably won't. They're probably just going to want to keep running their engine. Yeah, now we're tied for the lead. Crimea's lagging a bit. Alright, Saxon, you're going to grab some encounters here. But what would you get if you're Saxony here? Maybe the 2 food? I think the 2 food, right? I mean, the worker in the 3 food might be nice because you're currently at 4 workers, and the 1 worker gets you to 5, and it puts 3 workers on metal. But it's kind of awkward to have the workers spread out like that. But yeah, he just takes the food. He can trade for 2 food next turn if he wants. Maybe pick up that combat card recruit. Get a few combat cards off Crimea. He's currently sitting on 3. Because he chose to get that factory card where he's burning them. Yeah, he didn't need the worker because what he's probably going to do is use his factory card again. Deploy a worker on this village. He has to deploy it where there's a mech, but there's a mech here. Albion now with 5 power and 2 combat cards moving off that back line. Doubling up his character and his mech. Trying to keep himself from becoming a target. I'm not sure he's going for tier 2 in this game. That 4 food is attractive. He's not trying to get tier 2 popularity. But I think he's already set himself up to get all the food he needs, right? He just needs 3 more. He's already got 2. So 4 food's overkill, but it would save him having to produce on this spot. What'd he take? Paid for the enlist. You know, that works out because now he's got enough food. Really the same difference, but he keeps the popularity. See, I would have thought he'd rather part with that 2 popularity than give up the 3 coin in that situation. Let's see what we get here. The structure doesn't do us any good. We're not building buildings. If you're going to get 1 structure, usually it's going to be the monument. But we're not going to bolster in this game because it's over upgrade, which we don't need. Let's just take this for the popularity. And let's go with speed. We're up to 15 coins now. 5 coin lead over Crimea, and everybody else is lagging substantially. Got a 2 coin lead. We're going to produce once, and that's going to get us down to 3 popularity. And then we're going to, what are you going to take from the trade on the enlist action? So I'm going to produce once and create 2 metal and 6 food. The 6 food is going to be enough to do these bottom row enlists without trading for food, which is what you're talking about. So I'm going to trade twice for a total of 4 metal. The 4 metal plus the 2 metal I'm producing right here is going to be 6, which is enough to deploy twice. So I'm only producing once more, enlisting twice, and then I can move around to get my deploys. Oh, that's a great encounter for Crimea. But he doesn't elect to get the power and the combat cards. He just goes for 1 combat card and the popularity, which is interesting. I don't know if I agree with that. Still just sitting on 2 combat cards. Saxony now at 6 workers. Means he's going to have to spend, he's got 5 popularity. So this is our last turn without taking a bottom row action, right? Unless we have to move a few times after we already have our mechs to finish off the game. So we get down to 3 pop after this produce. We get up to 5 after the enlistment bonus. We'll probably pick up this encounter, which gives us at least 6. So if Saxony's taken this already, so if we want tier 2, we might have to take this encounter or trade for a single pop at some point. Hey, Navid, how's it going? I'm as ready as I'll ever be, man. Playing against some really good players, so I'm gonna do my best. Do my best. Appreciate the well wishes, definitely. If I win tonight, for those of you who don't know, there's a tournament going on, and I'm in the semifinals. If I win tonight, I go straight to the final table, 4-player game. And if I don't win, I'll go to a elimination game. And basically, if I can win the next 2 games, I'll still get to the final table. So, a lot riding on tonight's game. Today, I'm probably on until probably one more game after this. Then I'll have to probably go grab dinner. Yeah, it's a tough group, no doubt. It's not the group with the #1 overall seed, but top to bottom, it's a very solid group. Ghost Wheel's done very well this tournament, so is Taser Wayne, and Joy Division, of course, is always very solid. Excellent player. So Saxony looks like he's trying to play a tier 2 game, right? Maybe go for this. Of course, he's going to have to spend pop to produce now, and the way he's distributing his workers makes it look like he's still planning to produce. What'd he get? He went for the $2 and 1 pop, so only 1 away from tier 2 popularity. Mia now with tier 2 popularity, chomping at our heels here. I don't know why this mech is here. I don't know what purpose that's serving. What do we got after out of Crimea still happening? Enlist, mechs. That's probably it. What about Albion? He's on oil, so let's take this. Why not? Free combat. Yeah, I can fight them here, not lose any popularity. That'd be nice. Might move next turn. A lot of players sitting on quite a bit of power. I'm at 3. This is not great. I guess the question is, do we have to worry about anyone ending the game before we do? Saxony's sitting on very low power, not many combat cards. Probably doesn't have the strength right now to fight Crimea without throwing down a lot of their cards. Crimea is 2 mechs away and 1 enlist away from getting 2 stars. Crimea is not looking to end very quickly. At least 4 or 5 turns, I think. One of the really nice things about the Get Rich or Cry Trying objective is that we can just sit on it till the last turn of the game, so no one will know we're getting ready to end. Let's go ahead and start moving. Yeah, well, Rustfeed Industrial was banned. I would have liked 2-pop here, but we'll take this. Yeah, we're not going to turn in the objective yet. We'll get our enlist star the next turn, and then maybe pick up a couple combats. For me, it doesn't do something about this setup here. They could be in trouble. We may not be able to pick up 2 combats against them in 1 turn because of how much power they have, though. And they're going to steal combat cards because there's Scout. Score. Got a 9-coin lead. Albion is doing well with their combination, staying ahead of the Tier 2 Crimea, thanks to this 12 coins they're getting off of these flags and territory spread. This is what you want to do when you have a mat faction combination that's not as strong, is set yourself up to take territories so that players can't really end the game. Oh yeah, back on the Industrial Rustfeed, it was banned, I think, before Invaders from Afar came out. And by the time everyone realized how powerful the Militant board and the Innovative board were, I think Stonemeyer wasn't really actively banning combinations anymore. And I mean, you can't just ban everything that's Rustfeed or Crimea, right? I mean, at some point you just have to accept that the game has certain imbalances to it and just live with it. Otherwise, you're just banning too many good combinations, and then there are bad combinations you could arguably ban, and it goes on and on. Got 3 4s now. So we would get 2 points for our stars, 5 points for our territories, and 2 for our resources. So that's 7, 8, 9 coins. We go into the next tier of popularity. Maybe we go get this encounter. That's worth it. Man gets their last enlist. Oh, look at these combat cards, guys. Ooh. Huh. Well, I guess we won't go get that encounter. Popularity, that would have been nice. It's going to get him to tier 2. that what he took? It is. Then tier 2, but still just sitting on 29. Albion have an upgraded move, they do, so they can bring all 3 units to here if they want. Sitting on... They just bring 2 units. Okay. Saxony has 6 power. Okay, let's think this through. We can pick up an easy combat right here. And then do we have enough left over to fight Crimea? The most Saxony can do is 11. So we could throw down 2 5s against Saxony and pay 1 power. And then as long as Crimea doesn't take our last 5, we'll have a 5 and 4, which is 9, and 3 power left for 12. Let's take the, take a chance, guys. No, we only need to throw down 11 because he's only got 6 power. All right, we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 combat cards. He's got a 1 in 12 chance of taking our 5 and extending this game. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of cards, but to get 3 5s is still crazy. He did not take 5. And he didn't have a 5 because we had 3 of them. This is game, guys. Make sure we're winning, you know, just because, yeah. There we go. 30 coins. Good game. Thanks, man. 4-star turns are fun. How many turns was that? 14. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right, let's queue another one up. The militant innovative boards are just so much fun. One of the reasons I like playing with IFA is even if you don't get super powerful combination. I had a nice little run up all the way to 1463 and then an unfortunate little slide down with some lower tier combinations playing against some really good players. All right, what do we get now? We get Polania. Rusviet is in the game. 3 mountain territories. That's a doable objective. Not the easiest one because we don't have one inside our home base, but okay, industrial. We can make this work. What are we up against? Rustfiat has Militant, and VMer just saw me play it. Oh, this may be tough. Saxony is not in the game. Let's rush the encounter here and work toward getting our mechs. It's all right, VMer. It's all right. All right, man. Catch you later. Thanks for watching. What's Albion got here? Albion has Mechanical. Nordic has Patriotic. And Rustfiat has Militant. So Nordic Patriotic C tier. Albion Mechanical is B tier. Nordic, we already talked about Nordic. Polani Industrial's B tier, and of course Rustfiat Militant is SS. And you know, I can't complain too much about Rustfiat Militant. I just got them last game. But gonna make our job difficult. It's good for us that Albion is here to slow Nordic down, although it's going to take probably 2 encounters off the board for us, which is not ideal. The strategy I'm using here works with the industrial board and with the innovative board because they both put produce over deploy, and that is to move, trade for 2 metal, move again, look for an encounter that gives you a mech or gives you metal, and of course we only have 3 coins right now, so we wouldn't be able to, and 2 popularity, so we probably wouldn't be able to take a mech off an encounter if we got it. Riding their base. I'm sorry, Matt. I'm sorry, TBJ. I'm not sure what you mean. Did I say something weird? Alright, Nordic making for that village quickly. Going to get an early upgrade. Probably move or bolster to deploy. Make their mechs a little bit cheaper. So we're going to move to this encounter. Hopefully get some metal or something, or an upgrade or something that's going to save us some turns. But then we're going to trade our way to 2 mechs and go get a factory card. And if we can get there soon enough, we could potentially disrupt Rustfiat by stealing their metal. And we may just go ham and attack them. Okay. Moment of truth here. We need a really good encounter to have a shot this game. Oh yeah. I'll totally invade Rustfiat this game. I have to. I just can't keep up otherwise. There's no way I can get 50-something coins out of 14 turns with Polani. I mean, it's possible. I've done 13 turns with Polani Industrial, but I don't think I had as many points as Rustfiat's going to have. Bring this worker with us. Well, that's not what we were hoping for, guys. What are we going to do with 2 wood? That was not a good encounter for us. I mean, it gets us almost to tier 2, which is nice. Maybe if enough spread, we can stall this game a little bit. I mean, maybe we should have taken the power and the combat cards. Go fight Rustfiat. I think we're going to be too late, though, to fight Rustfiat over here anyway. Albion grabbing this encounter early so we can't. At least people will love you. Yes, the people will love us. We will be popular. Moderately popular, at least. Oh, Albion coming off the back line. No combat cards. At least for him. Saxony's not in this game. We are out of coin. But lucky for us, we'll produce into a deploy and get 2 more coin next turn. Then we will trade for 2 more metal and produce into another deploy. We'll have our 8 workers and we'll have 2 mechs. And then we'll move to the factory. It's what, turn 8? Yeah, turn 8. With a good encounter, you can get on the factory as early as turn 5. Which would have been amazing. But no such luck. Convincingly losing the coin battle here. Rest of you are gonna go ahead and get a coin off our first deploy. This is good for them. So where are you guys from? I think the Emmer was saying earlier he was from Europe. Always interesting for me to hear where people are tuning in from. Trade for 2 food for Albion. Okay. Guess he got that other 2 food off the encounter. So he's going to produce into a enlist, even though he's not going to produce any food. We see a first mech out of Nordic. Do we want to build buildings this game? I mean, we could, right? Boston. Awesome, man. I am from, I'm in Tennessee. Eastern part, over there in Knoxville, actually. It's a pretty area. I want to go to Boston someday. I haven't had the chance. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Went for the deploy enlist. That's a solid pick. Grab the combat cards, so now he can weather a combat if need be. Nordic's only upgraded is deploy once. I'm gonna go ahead and produce, get to 5 workers. We're gonna see a trade for 2 metal out of Rustviet now, right? So far, Rustviet employing the... Ooh, shaking things up. I'm gonna go ahead and go to 8 workers. Yeah, I believe it. I hear good things about all of New England. I've been I've visited as far north as Pennsylvania, and I've gone a bunch of places like up north and out west. But I haven't been to New York and New England. Love to sometime. My wife and I don't even think about visiting between December and May. My wife and I, before we had kids, we used to backpack quite a bit, and we actually planned to go up to Vermont and hike a section of the Appalachian Trail. Well, about 100 miles of it's the Appalachian Trail. It's called the Long Trail. Runs from basically the bottom of Vermont up to Canada. But then her gallbladder decided it needed to be removed, and that jettisoned our plans there. So that's the closest I've got to visiting New England. I had a plan, but didn't work out. See, unless he trades for metal, he's not going to get a deploy off his next move. Alright, this is round 8. So, if we do go for buildings, we need 12 wood. We already have. I'd take 2 produces. What do we want to do here? Build bonus adjacent to encounters. Go ahead and set ourselves up to produce once to get enough metal for the rest of our mechs. Huh. Well, I don't like this. That's not a good option for us. Where is it? No, we have very little coin. We have very little coin. Foliage in New England is one of those things that you have to do once in your lifetime. Yeah, I hope so, man. I really do. Against my better judgment, I'm going to take this because it's so hard to use this factory card. It just is. So this is at least going to give me some power. Of course, I could have gotten 2 enlists out of the other one. I totally forgot about this 2 wood on the ground. But this will let me use this and might invade Rustfiat next turn depending on what he does. And slow down his game substantially. Not sure what Rustfiat's going to do. Definitely have the least power in this game. Can't really touch anybody. We'll go to 3 after using our card. Yeah, I agree. I really believe strongly in having a bottom row action factory card. And I just hate the mismatching resources factory card. And maybe I should have taken 1 anyway because of this 2 wood. I could produce a bunch of metal. But I only have enough power for 1 production, so hate with Polania just going for this, but I think I'm gonna need it. Now I can invade Rusviet. Rusviet put themselves in a position to be invaded. The 2 popularity is nice. This might be enough for them to get to tier 2. What, that put them at 5. They drop to 4. They get to 6 with the enlist and 7 with that encounter. I like taking the 2 pop here. They could pay the $4. Probably can spare it to get the Mac, but they put the Mac up here. They can't put the Mac down there off the encounter. They're gonna go with the Mac. Let's see here. Here's our factory card. What they go with? Speed. Let's steal Rusviet's encounter. See if we can slow them down a little bit here. I really want to keep tier 2. But I don't know what resources I want to get. I could go for wood and hope Rusviet doesn't take it from me and use it next turn. Or I could get some food. Thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it. Let's get food. Now I'm really wishing I'd gotten the mismatching resources, but let's see here. And let's go to tier 2. We're gonna run out of coins next turn, but we'll get 2 back, producing a Mac. We're winning right now, just barely. We haven't gotten many bottom row actions off encounters though, so it's not looking great. Regular move, get resources hopefully, then factory move. Do I go ahead and go with the enlist here? Go for the mech. Albion's getting ready to make some mechs. Next turn. Rusviet's about to start enlisting. Do I steal the metal? He's just going to come down and take it though, right? And I lose 2 pop. don't think it's worth it. Okay, I'm gonna move. That's gonna do two things. It's gonna let me pick up another encounter, and it's going to let me put these workers on food, so that when I produce to get my mech, at least I'm getting something for those two workers. Well, 3 pop would have been nice, wouldn't it? Is it worth it at this point to go for buildings? Don't really think so. So I have 3 food, or I have 3 food. I'll get 2 more here, that's 5. Enough for 2 enlists. Gets me halfway there. The other BRA. One of the reasons I didn't take this is they can just take it back, and they don't actually need to produce any more metal at this point because they got that mech off of the encounter. They can just trade twice, get their last 2 enlists, and they'll have 6 metal, which is enough for their last 2 mechs. So the encounter really bailed them out in a major way. So we'll go Riverwalk mech next. Put it right here. Turn after that, we can move and grab this encounter and start spreading out. Hopefully get enough points to start to stall this game, or even or at the very least finish in maybe second. Mitigate the damage as if they needed it. That's right, man. That is right. We have 5 food. 3 more food would be enough for all our enlists, right? But we'll run out of coins before we get them. No, we'll get the 2 coins off of this. Would it go into the factory? It's too bad. We would have liked to take the factory that turn. No way we can fight Nordic at the moment. He doesn't have artillery yet, but even so. Really want that 3 food. But I can't part with my last $2 because then I can't trade. One, two, three, four, 5 food. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I'm 1 food short. I mean, if I get attacked and I lose this metal, I can't produce and get my last mech either. Oh, I could produce and just get the rest of the food. I was going to skip the top row action, but I guess I can use it because I'm going to pick up the top. And I don't want this. Hey, Skin, thanks so much for the for subscribing. Appreciate it very much. Oh, the objective, that's right. That's why we moved to the other mountain. How we doing? 32. Not bad for sitting on a measly 2 coins. I think we enlist next turn. It's just developing too slowly. You've got to get bottom row actions off encounters that you can use. We haven't seen one encounter that was going to let us enlist. We couldn't get a bottom row action factory card that we could use. Just we didn't get anything useful off the first encounter. Just a rough RNG, guys. Rough RNG. See, look, there's an enlist. Could have gotten $2 in a pop and then gotten an enlist off of that encounter. That would have been nice to get instead of the food. He's not going to take the enlist though. He just needs 3 upgrades for the upgrade star. Now Rustfeed's going to start moving. Albion has 8 power. We could have 4 after factory card use. Rustfeed going for a deploy into combat. Yeah, I mean, I think we're playing for second in this game. We just can't. We just didn't get the encounters early to really challenge Russ Militant. Him getting that speed mech off that encounter bailed him out. Otherwise, we would have taken his medal. But with the speed mech up here, he could have just taken it right back from us and we would have sacrificed tier 2, which is the only thing that's keeping us relevant in this game. Because it's 11 of our coins right now. Basically, tier 2 is making up for the coin gap that we have right now with everybody. Nordic all out. Does that change what we do? 5 and 2, F4. Oh, Nordic do next turn? Nordic can produce. Nordic move. Yes, Nordic can move. Probably won't bolster. Still 2 mechs outstanding up an Albion and 1 on them. We're gonna still get a mech. We take the coin or the power? Take the power. And Rustfield has passed us with that deploy, even without winning that combat. Picked up 3 combat cards somehow. I think off of encounters. We don't have the combat card enlist. What you doing, Nordic? You're gonna produce, get another enlist maybe? Do we have Riverwalk? We have Riverwalk. Does Rustfield have People's Army? He does. We could attack Rustfield there. That would really surprise him. He's got 9 combat cards and 3 power. We can't do it. I think this is our chance to attack Nordic though. Especially if Rustfield drains some power off of them. Rustfield's gonna ensure that he wins this one, I expect. Nordic plays 1 power. Rustfield now lead. We've dropped to 3rd. Alright, how soon is Rustfield going to end this game? That's 4 stars. Probably next turn. Do we gamble here? I think we gamble here. That's good. That gives us a star. and some spread. Because there's a good chance Rusviet ends the game next turn. There's also a good chance they take the factory back away from us. But gotta try to do something right. So Rusviet could attack Albion this turn, turn in an objective, and win. Sorry for the background noise there. So Nordic can take the factory from us. They want, but they're going to go to tier 2. Perhaps Nordic seeing the writing on the wall and trying to get better than 4th place. Oh, that was a factory card use. Going for an encounter. Not too useful. Pop is nice, I guess, but we can go fight Nordic again, guys, if we get another turn. We can't move off of there, though, until we... Oh, we can, because we've got the 3 metal. So maybe we move this Mac here to here. You're going to start bumping our workers? No. 3 tunnels? Maybe this unit and this Mac goes to here? No objective and no combat out of Rusviet. Not going to take any chances on this one. If Rusty wants to come fight us and take our metal, they can, and we can't stop them. So, I mean, whatever. At this point, we're just trying to stall, and honestly, we can't really effectively stall Russ or win a combat against them. So, get our 2nd combat star. We also pick up enough food. The remainder of our enlist. Nordic not able to successfully counterattack us. Got a 13-point advantage now. Rusviet not really caring about their popularity though, and being able to bump anything they want. TBJ, no, there's nobody locked in my basement. Well, my office down here is right next to my basement, and my son, whose special needs, is playing in the next room, and he likes to kick doors and stuff. So, so that's what that is. Not a lot I can do about that. I think if I'm Nordic, I think about bumping my worker off the factory and taking it, right? I mean, Rustviet can take the factory at will with Township. We go for artillery here. I think Rustviet has 3 Tundras, and I think this is it. Enough, right? Gonna get 5 off the territory and the star, and then another 4 coins, so that's 9. We paid just enough to make it happen. Yep, and another star now. Good game. I wondered if it was 3 Tundras. Well played, VMer. Well played. And you go to 1300. Congrats, man. That's awesome. All right, what did we lose? We lost 0 for second place. That's nice. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. I've got to go now, but I've got a tournament game tonight that someone's going to be streaming. So if you're in the Discord, yeah, VMer, I was surprised you didn't go for the Tundra inside your home base as one of the 3. But you played that well, man. 15 turns. Pretty nice. I have a tournament game tonight, so if you guys are in the Discord and you want to drop by and watch it, they'll post the information about who's streaming it then. I don't think I know who's streaming the game at this point. It's at 10 p.m. Eastern. Let me see if they've said who's streaming it. No, they haven't said who's streaming it yet. So, you want to join? Are you guys in the Discord? Beside Discord? Well, anyway, let's see here. I'll post an invite to the Discord in chat here in a second. So anyone who has Discord, who wants to join and be a part of the Scythe Discord community can. Really recommend it. A lot of active online players are in it, and there's a lot going on. Got tournaments and different things like that that are a lot of fun. Just gotta wait for Discord to load here. My computer is not the fastest. I'm hoping if you guys watch enough of those ads, I'll upgrade some of my hardware. Yeah, guys, just if you want to join the Discord, just bear with me a minute here. Actually, it might be faster just to type it in. It is discord.gg/A5W. All right, there it is, guys. If you've got Discord, follow that, join the server, and join the next tournament. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys later.